What's up, guys? Joe Robert here, back again with episode 13 of the POD Pod, brought to you by PODninjas.com. Sorry for the delay in some of the uploading. I've been super busy as of late. I recently launched the POD Ninjas e-learning center, which is a free members area. It's got over 20 videos, absolutely free, 3 hours of content. So I recently launched that. So I've been tending to a lot of stuff behind the scenes to get that up and running optimally. So a lot of my time has been taken up by that, and I've kind of slacked here on the podcast. So definitely appreciate you guys hanging out, checking out this podcast. If you guys have not seen or heard the rest of the episodes, you can go over to podninjas.com/podcast and check it out. So today I want to talk about let me back up. I think a lot of times people ask me questions, right? Like they ask me about Facebook ads, and they'll reach out and they'll say, hey, I'm running this ad. Here's the stats. I'm not making any sales. Can you take a look? And they just send me a screenshot, right? Like they just send me a screenshot of their ads manager and the metrics. And I respond to them, and I basically say to them, like, hey, I'm not really sure what you're expecting me to say, because this is not enough context, right? Like I'm not able to get the full story by just looking at the metrics. And my end response to them is basically this, right? Like there is one thing that is the thing that you should focus on when it comes to your Facebook ads, right? Like there's one thing that's going to define the success of your ad, right? And that is the cost of your traffic, right? Like your ad is designed to do one thing. It's designed to bring people from somewhere else onto your Shopify store, right? Like you're launching ads, right, for your product. You're showing it to people in their newsfeed as they're scrolling, as they're sharing pictures of their cats, their dogs, all of that stuff, right? Like the most important thing is that they end up on your website after they see your ad. So a lot of times when people send me their screenshots, they don't even include that metric, right? Like the cost per link click. They'll send things like click-through rate and cost per engagement and all this other stuff, which is definitely super important, right? But the most important metric, in my opinion, is the cost per link click, right? So you want to make sure that your ad is generating traffic at the cheapest possible price, right? Like, and for me, I know that if I'm launching an ad, right? Let's say that I launch an ad and I'm getting $1 link clicks, okay? So every dollar I spend, I'm getting one person to click my link, okay? So basically, right, let's say that product is going to convert at 5%, right? Which means that when people come to my website, 5% of the people that come to my website are actually going to make a purchase from me, right? 5% is a pretty good conversion rate. Most stores, right, like Shopify released recently that the average conversion rate for all Shopify stores is about 1%, right? So 1 out of every 100 people on average buy from a Shopify store. And the problem with that for some of you, right, if your traffic is expensive, you're not going to be making profitable sales, because with the example that I just gave, right, like your $1 link clicks, if you have a 5% conversion rate for $1 link clicks, that means that for every 100 link clicks, you're getting 5 sales. So if they're costing you $1 a piece, that's $100 in ad spend, and you're making 5 sales because you're converting at 5%. So those 5 sales, when you break it down, it's costing you $20 per sale. So if you're not profiting at least $20 on each sale before your ad spend, you are not going to be running a profitable Shopify store, right? Like I hope that makes sense. And that's why the most important metric is the cost of your traffic, because if you can get that down, let's say that you can get that down to 50 cents per link click, right? And you're still converting at 5%, and you get those 100 link clicks, that means that you spent $50 for those 100 link clicks. And if you're converting at 5%, that's 5 sales. And if you're spending $50, that's $10 per sale. And most of you are probably selling a product that you can make anywhere between $15 and $30 per sale before your ad spend. And if you have on the upper end of that, right, like let's say that you're selling a product that's a little bit more expensive and you're making $30 on it before your ad spend, a $10 cost per purchase with your Facebook ads is pretty stinking good, right? Because you're making $20 after you factor in your full ad cost. So the most important metric that you need to focus on is your cost per link click, right? Like to get people to your store in the cheapest way possible. And there's a few ways that you guys can assess what's going on with your ad and try to come up with ways to lower that cost. And the first one, right, is something that I'm actually experiencing right now with one of the stores that I'm running. And I basically, inside of my mentorship group, I have a store that I built. I have designs that I created, and I have audiences that I built, and I do it all live for my mentorship group. And I show them, the whole process of building the store, making the designs, making the ads, launching the ads, adjusting the ads, all of that stuff, right? Like I show it all live. And one of the things that I'm running into right now is the ads that I'm running, the CPM is very high, right? And if you don't know what CPM is, basically CPM is a abbreviation that means the cost per 1,000 impressions, right? So your CPM is basically how much it costs you for Facebook to show your ad to 1,000 people. And obviously the higher that is, the more expensive all of your other metrics are going to be, right? Because let's say you have a $10 CPM, right? That means it costs you $10 to show your link or you show your ad to 1,000 people. That's not bad, right? Because most of the time, if you have a $10 CPM and you show it to 1,000 people, you're going to have a bunch of link clicks because 1,000 people saw it. The link clicks are going to be cheap because you only spent $10, and it's going to work out nicely for you. And what I'm running into right now is some of my ads have $30, $40, sometimes $50 CPM. And what I'm having trouble with is, based on that, my link click cost is about $1. And I'm spending, $4 to show my ad to 80 people, right? Like if you do the math, I'm not going to do it for you, but that's about what it breaks down to with that type of CPM, right? Like I'm spending like $4 or $5 to show it to just about 100 people, and I'm still getting $1 link clicks, which means that 5 out of 100 people are clicking my link. And what's crazy about that is if I could get the CPM down to, let's say, $10, right? I would be getting like 20-cent link clicks because that traffic would be so much cheaper. And the problem is, because my CPM is high, it's driving everything else up, and it's becoming sort of difficult to be profitable because I need a ton of people onto my store, and if they're not coming onto my store cheap, then I'm not going to be able to make any profitable sales, right? So right off the bat, like one of the things that could hold you back is your CPM, and I'm not going to really go into how to lower CPM today. A lot of it is sort of a guessing game and sort of an experiment that you're going to have to run with your ads, right? Like that's all kind of determined by Facebook, and there's tons of contributing factors that go into what determines your actual CPM. But what I want to tell you guys about today is some ways that I experiment in order to get more people to engage with my ad and try to get them onto my store a little bit more efficiently, right? So the first thing that I would advise is take a look at your creative, right? A lot of times people, they run a Facebook ad, and let's say that you're selling a t-shirt, right? And you're going to go out and you're going to get, one of the really fancy mock-ups that exist somewhere, like a human mock-up, like with somebody wearing the t-shirt and it has your design on it. If you're looking for something like that, you can go check out placeit.net. It's placeit.net. They have thousands of mock-ups, and some of them, are people wearing the shirt, and then you can upload your design, and then it looks like the person is wearing your actual t-shirt. You can change all the colors and everything. And what I see people do, right, they go get one of these mock-ups, and it's a really nice mock-up, but the way that the shirt is positioned, right, like maybe the person is standing, slightly to the side, and there's a lot of background, right? Like the whole picture is not really just focused right on the t-shirt. What happens when you run that ad, right? Like someone's scrolling by, they don't really know what they're looking at immediately, right? Like it might take them 2, 3, 4 seconds to realize, oh, this is an ad for that t-shirt, right? Because the picture is like kind of zoomed out. The person is kind of standing to the side, and maybe they have to try real hard to try and read what's on the shirt. And the problem with that is they're busy, right? Like no one's on Facebook looking for ads. Most times when people see ads, they just keep scrolling because they're sick of the ads, right? So one of the things that is going to hurt you guys is if you create an ad where the person can't even see the product, then you're obviously not going to get people to engage with it. And then the second thing that people do all the time is they make their ad copy, right? Like the stuff that they type in, doesn't make any sense and kind of turns people off, right? Like they write it in a way that's super sloppy and it doesn't look good. And I have a video on YouTube where I show you guys a really, really simple ad copy that you guys can use. It converts very well. So if you're looking for something that is going to work and proven, you guys can go check out my channel. It's Joe Robert on YouTube, and there's a video on there showing my ad copy strategy. So that would be the first thing, right? Is focus on your creative, which is your image, and then focus on your ad copy, and make sure that both of them are set up in a way that is going to allow people to know exactly what they're looking at and click your link. And then if you guys are able to get people onto your store, in a cheaper fashion, you guys are going to be in much better shape, because if you guys are converting at the industry average of 1% or even 5%, you guys are going to need a lot more people to get onto your site in order to be profitable. So like I said, the most important metric is your cost of your traffic. If you guys are not able to get cheap traffic, if your link clicks are over $1, it's definitely going to be tough for you to be profitable with Facebook ads. And I'm not saying that if you're getting $1 link clicks to turn your ad off. Definitely not saying that. I'm just saying that if it's not under $1, you guys are going to have a little bit more of a tough time than, let's say, if they were 20 cents or 30 cents to get onto your store. So hope you guys got a little bit out of this. Hopefully this little breakdown cleared up some things for you guys. I'm really excited that you guys stuck around this far. If you did make it this far, please send me a message on Facebook or wherever, and I will send you guys a free gift. I'm not going to tell you what it is right now, but if you made it this far into the podcast, just send me a message. I'll send you a free gift that'll hopefully help you out a little bit with your print-on-demand Shopify store. So thank you guys for hanging out. My name is Joe Robert, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thanks.